Hi there everybody and welcome to our Microsoft Teams tutorial. Now I know that some people have been having a little bit of difficulty getting onto Microsoft Teams and then also knowing where to look when you're on there to find where your children's work will be found and how you go ahead completing that work. So this is just to try and make it as easy for you as possible and to give you something to watch while you're doing it so you can check that you're doing it correctly. And if you still have issues or any questions, then you can join our parent workshop this Thursday at either 9:15 in the morning or 7 p.m. in the evening. Now, first thing that you will need to do is you will have to have access to the internet. So if we go to Google and open Google Chrome, we'll wait for that to load up and then we're going to sign in to Glow. So first of all, we're going to search for Glow login and click on the first search result. And this is our Glow username and password screen. Now I am going to sign in with Samuel's so that you get to see what your child's screen should look like and not what my own screen would look like as a teacher. So we'll just delete my one and we'll put in Samuel's. Now your child's username and password is something that they've been using in class, and so they should know it or at least recognise it when you share it with them. So it'll start with a GW and then a number and then their surname and then their first name. There may be some numbers added onto that. Now if you've gone in through your internet, you do not need to put in anything else because the @Glow is already there for you, as you can see there. And you then need to put in your password and then click sign in. Now this is the Glow Launchpad and this is where you can access lots of different sorts of resources, but we're just looking for Microsoft Teams. And so if you click on Microsoft Teams, it should then take you straight in. Now I'm going to pause there, and once we've seen what Teams looks like, I'm going to just take you back out and have a look at how you would access Teams if you have already downloaded the app. So this is your Microsoft Teams home page, if you like, and I'm going to just click use the web app instead so that we can have a look at how both work. So when you log into Teams, your child should generally only be part of one team. It will start off NLC, standing for North Lanarkshire Council, Plains Primary, and then their class at the end. Now, I'm going to just pop out of this for a little second, and if you do happen to have the Microsoft Teams app already saved on your laptop or your tablet or phone, you can just go in through it and you don't have to go into the internet first. I'll give this a little second to load up because my computer is not the fastest. Now, really the only main difference is that when you're logging into Teams directly through the app, you will need to put the whole email address. So you've still got your GW, the number, and then your child's surname and first name, but you also have to put your @glow.sch.uk in as well. So this bit is not required when you go in through the internet, but it is when you go into the app. Click on sign in and it'll just ask for the password and in you go. Now, because Samuel has already signed in on my laptop, it probably won't ask for his password. So if you have got the app available, it's preferable because it can save the passwords for you and just make that a wee bit quicker to get in. And you'll see it just looks exactly the same as what we had earlier. Let me just put this down. So if I make that a little bit bigger so that we can see it better. Home screen exactly the same. Okay, so down here you've got some options, and over here you've got the teams that your child is part of. So immediately then you're going to click on the tile which has your child's class team, and that will open up a different screen. Now there are two channels that you'll see set up here. The general channel is where any work set for your child will be put. The playground channel is a nice safe place for your children to chat with other members of the class. Now always make sure that you have clicked on the general channel and that is highlighted before you look for any of your children's work. Now the first screen that always appears is the post screen. Now this is where any messages from the teacher or any updates will be put, and it's something that you can see straight away. It also should give you a little notification if anything is put up there. Files, you might remember using this during lockdown. That's quite often where some of the children's work was put, and it might be something that your child will need to access at some point. But what we have been using in class and what we're encouraging your children to use at home also is Class Notebook. Now, if you click on Class Notebook, it will open up a new screen, and it's almost like your child's own folder with files already sorted out for it. Now it should open up on a welcome screen, and over here you'll see what looks like a little set of books. If you click on that, that will then open the menus that your child has access to. Now the collaboration space is a place where your child will maybe be asked to work in if they are working as a group on a topic for whatever reason. The content library is where all the children's work is stored. And again, this is a bit like a filing cabinet. I'll click on it just briefly. The content in this area is for looking at only. You cannot edit it, you can't change it. So the content library is really more for the teacher's use as opposed to the child's use. So we'll just click back out of that, and you will also see your child's name. Now that is where you do want to click, and that is where your child's work will be. Now obviously for the purpose of this tutorial we're going to be concentrating on homework. If it was to be that your child had to isolate and there was work being prepared at in school for them to complete at home, then you might be asked to look at some of these other areas. But for now we just click on homework. Now you can see as soon as you click on that tab, then there are lots of different pages that come up here. Now these are the different pages of homework that have already been set. So for this week, I would be clicking on, or Sammy would be clicking on the 30th of November. And then I'm going to click back up in this wee book just to make those menus disappear so that I can see my screen a little bit clearer. Now because this is in Samuel's page, he is able to type straight onto this page. And so depending on what your child's teacher has asked them to do, it might be that they have put a link up that you click on, it'll take you to a game, or it might be that they've given you a task that they want you to actually type onto. So if I was going into Samuel's work, I would just click on Mondays, I would drop down a wee bit, press the return key, and then I can type whatever Samuel's words are. Now to access them, I just need to scroll down to the bottom where Mrs. McCluskey has placed the spelling words for this week. It might be that just to make it stand out, I can change the colour of whatever work Samuel's doing in to make it blue so that when Mrs. McCluskey looks at it, she can see straight away. And the first activity is write the spelling words, so I can then just type them and draw a line under special friends. Now your children will know what that means because they have been doing this in class for the last wee while. And so if there are words that have got parts to be underlined, they can just highlight and then you can click underline. There are perhaps times that they will maybe need to change the colour of the font, they'll need to highlight the word, but on the whole, anything that they've been asked to do they've already done in class, either with Mrs. McCluskey or with myself in the ICT base, and so they should know what they're doing. Anything that your child does in this space is automatically saved, and so you don't have to look for a save button. When I come out of that page and have a look someplace else, and then I go back into it, it will still be there. And it therefore means that whatever Samuel does today will be saved, and then when he goes back in on Tuesday, you can still see the work that he did on Monday. And come Friday, when Mrs. McCluckie has a look at it, she should then be able to see all of his homework. Now, there might be an instance where your child has to draw something. Now, it's entirely up to you how confident your child feels using the computer, but there is a draw function in Class Notebook which allows you to choose a pencil and a colour, and you can have a wee scribble over here. So if you want to draw a picture, if you've got a little one who's maybe just learning how to form their letters and they've been asked to draw the letters that they've learned so far, then they can use this draw function. If you find it easier for them to be doing this on paper, then what you can do is you can take a picture of their work and then use the insert picture button and pop it in so that the work that they've done on paper can be put in Class Notebook and the teacher will be able to see it. Now, I think I have covered everything. I am sure, however, that I will have forgotten one or two little things, which is why if you are uncertain about anything and you want to join in our little tutorial on Thursdays, that is absolutely fine. If you've had a wee go at this and there's a particular part that you're finding difficult, then make a wee note of it so you can ask about it, and I am more than happy to go through it with you and try and make this as easy for you as possible. Now, if you do have more than one child who's accessing the same device, you will need to sign out of one account before you can access the next. And so in the top right hand corner here, you'll see their profile picture. If you click on that and click sign out, then it will allow your other child to sign in. If you are finding it difficult to find any menus, always check that your zoom is not above 100, because sometimes that will mean that some of your menus have disappeared off the screen because it's too big. And if some of your menus don't seem to appear here, you can use the wee drop down arrows and it will sometimes open up another menu for you. But I think that's all now, so I will sign out of Samuel's work. You'll be delighted that he's got 2 words spelt for him already. And the very same would have been true if we had went in through internet. Now that is just the sign in page can back up, so if you have got another child, it's ready just to sign right back in. But if we had went back in, into Chrome rather, it's exactly the same. The screen looks exactly the same. If I go into Samuel's team through here, it's the very same things that you can see. So hopefully that's useful, and please join us on Thursday if you have any more questions. Thank you.